We're live with another My Music. It's Graham Coath, and it feels like Friday, but it's not. It's Tuesday. Sorry, folks, you've still got a lot of the week to work, but put your pencils down for 5 minutes. Join us. We're going to talk music with the wonderful Shelle after we've watched this video from Analog Trash, our sponsor. See if you can spot someone with a guitar. One day, what I'm going to have to do, Shelle, is go through that video and count how many guitars there are on it, and make it into a quiz, and see and have a prize for that, and see if people can actually tell me how many there are. But there you go. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Where are you coming from? You've confused me thinking it's Friday and it's not.
It's not Friday. It's Tuesday.
What day is it? Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's the wonderful Tuesday. It's wet, windy, horrible where I am in the southwest. Same. What's it like where you? Yeah, where are you from? Where are you coming from?
Well, I can't put my washing out. Not yet. So yeah, same. Not very good. I'm in the Midlands, West Midlands. So
lovely. Yeah. Nice part of the country. That's where we were talking about it just before I came on. I do a show every Friday called Wow Ergonomics, and that's where Stephen, my co-host for that show, comes from. It's I can do a really bad Brummie accent, but I won't do that now. So you've written a few songs, which is wonderful. When did you first start making music?
Professionally, well, just in general, I've always sort of written from sort of the age of 10. I used to go to a guitar club, and we used to do like John Denver and like, you know, I mean, when you're like 8, 9, 10, you don't really know if the songs were in the charts or whatever, do you? They weren't then. It was like, you know, mid 80s. But they were really, really good songs, you know, like I say, John Denver and just some ones that nobody would even know, to be honest. We used to put on these little concerts and they were really good. And then one Christmas, I decided I was going to write a Christmas song just randomly. And I did. And they still play that Christmas song now, apparently, at their Christmas concerts as well. So I'm like, oh, wow, you know, that's like amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So just random, literally always written. But I'm a mum and a grandma. So like, obviously I've, you know, done other stuff, you know, I've got 3 children. And it wasn't until lockdown that I really took it seriously. So
what brought you? What was it about lockdown, or what was it about that time that brought you back into wanting to make music?
We were all sort of really, what are we going to do now, weren't we, really? It was one of those times where we couldn't go to work, we couldn't go back to the office, or we were a bit in limbo, weren't we, short of reading and gardening, and you couldn't even buy plants. Not that I'm any good at gardening, to be honest. Everyone will laugh at that. But I decided I would send my music off yet again, which it's a process that I've done over the years. You know, every sort of 5 years I'll say, oh, I'm going to send these to Sony, you know, thinking that Sony are going to open them and go, oh my God, you're an amazing songwriter, you know, like, obviously that didn't happen, but so I decided to send them off again. And then I got an email back from Elliot Kennedy. I don't know if you know who he is. Yeah. So he's written some amazing music, you know, some amazing number ones, Celine Dion, Spice Girls, Take That. So he was like, he liked the stuff, and I was like, what? Like, really? Like, you know, because you know, I know that it's good, but you've got to have complete faith in yourself to do this anyway, because you get knocked back a million times, like a million billion times. But you don't think that I was just, you know, oh my God, sort of thing. So yeah, so at that point, I was actually training to be a barrister. And I've been doing that for like 5 years. I'd done it with the Open University and university while I was working full time. So and that everybody was like, "Oh, you're nearly a barrister. It must be amazing. You must be so happy." And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't actually want to be a barrister." Do you know what I mean? Like, it was the lesser of two evils, I suppose. But so yeah, so literally went up to Sheffield to Steelwork Studios, where, you know, those number ones have been made, and did an EP, and here we are. So
that is an amazing story,
I
isn't it?
know.
Absolutely amazing story. I think it just shows you. I think that the main thing to take out of that story is that shows what perseverance brings about as
Absolutely,
well.
yeah.
You'd
But
never,
every day you have to persevere. Like
yeah,
like it's not over now just because that's happened. In fact, that was 2 years ago. So now I'm like, since then I've supported Tapao on tour. I've been
what was
played on
that
Radio 2.
like? What tell us about Tapao? Come on,
Tapao are
is
amazing, aren't
that
they? But some people
oh,
are
aren't
like,
they?
"Who's
Now
Tapao?"
Tapao, I was going to say when you were talking earlier and you were saying like you were talking about the 80s, and you were playing John Denver, but
Mm.
people would have been listening to Tapao, right?
Yeah, so yeah.
Contemporaries, yeah,
So,
mad
I mean, when you're like 15, 16, and I always say this story about like me and my friend Claire would walk around, with our can of
with the
Lilt and our
hair.
Mars bar, yeah, and we would be to power. We was like, I would say, where are we going to do my music video then? And we would plan where we're going to do my music video. So I was always going to do this, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but I believe in manifesting, and if you manifest it, if
Yeah,
you truly believe it's going to happen, obviously I didn't truly think that I was going to support Carol Decker. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I think if you truly believe it, though, if you truly believe that you are going to do something, then you sort of make it happen. Because
oh,
even now, my friend Claire will say, like, she'll say, "Oh my God, we already know what your next video is going to be." Like, I haven't done the video. We were going to do it on a bus, and I haven't done it on a bus yet, but I am going to.
well, the weather's not been good enough, has it?
That's it. I want an open top bus, a
You
bit of champagne.
open top, yeah, you got to
Yeah, a bit
follow
of an
the
ice
classics.
cream. So, yeah.
Exactly. You don't want to go. You don't want to go on like the number 96 where it's all closed over and everything else
No.
like that. No,
Just a bit of a
I
clean as well. Do you know what I mean? Get the wet wipes out. I'm not sitting on the I'm not crawling on the floor, sitting on the seats.
you got to sit there. You got to sit there with the parasol and everything, haven't
Yeah,
you? On the
yeah.
bus. That's the way forward. Oh, definitely. And you've done. You know, I looked at some of the stuff that you've done online as well. You've put a few on YouTube, etc. A few covers that
Mm,
you've done as well.
mm.
What is it as a listener? What do you like in a song that you hear from someone else?
It's an odd question for me because I have got such a varied taste. If you were to look at my Spotify, like, playlist, you'd see
Is it mad? Is it
Bernadette
all over the
Peters.
place?
Yeah, like Bernadette Peters from, Song and Dance, like, "Tell Me on a Sunday," and then the next track would be N-Dubz, you know.
Tell Me on a Sunday. Oh,
I like
do you know
I
what
love
that's? I've got to say that's probably one of my favourite musicals.
Yeah, it is, and do you know what though? I would love to do it as a monologue because it is a monologue because obviously it's just
Mm.
her. Um, and I would love to do it. And if Andrew Lloyd Webber wants to pop me in there, no problem. But so I'm very varied with my taste. So I mean, I am influenced by Alanis Morissette, George Michael, and a songwriter that not many people, I say not many people know him, loads of people know him, but when I say to someone about him, no one knows, it's Martin Joseph, who is he started off as like a Christian singer, but he sings about life. And
I know
do
Martin.
you? He's
Yeah,
literally
I've
amazing.
interviewed Martin several times over
Really?
the
That's
years.
really weird. Well, literally, like, I've met him a few times and interviewed him because I used to work for a newspaper, so I've interviewed him for that. I could barely speak because, like, I was thinking, "Oh my God, like, you're in front of me." But
So,
I've heard.
Shelle, I've got to ask you the question: do dolphins make you cry?
Oh, I know.
Right?
Perhaps that's why. Perhaps that's
Yeah.
why.
Ah,
No, my
it's
favourite song is, oh my God, I can't choose a favourite song actually. But He Never Said, and,
oh,
uh,
he never said yes.
Rainbows, yeah, Rainbows and Teardrops and all that. Do you know, I just love, love, love it. So I first saw when I was 15 in Devon at this random field gig, that you go to with your
Yeah.
whatever. And, yeah, he was amazing then. So, yeah. So I am in. I
He's a
was.
soft giant, isn't he?
Yeah, he's so lovely. He's so lovely. And
Mm.
he's, just amazing. So there are so many great. That's the problem though. There are so many great songwriters out there, so many great performers, singer-songwriters, everyone that people never even heard of. Do you know what I mean? People don't even know their music. So I'm so grateful for every time someone messages me or streams any of my music. Just so grateful because that's why you do it. It's just if I can have one person listen to a song and say, like we do with Martin Joseph, and say, "Oh my God, that's how I feel. That is actually how I feel. Or that's what I experienced."
Yeah.
Then you've done it. That's it.
that be a dream of yours? Get Martin Joseph on the duet?
Do you know what I've asked him? I'm into his DMs every day. How are you, babe? How are you? He's like, hi, Michelle. Hi again. I'm like, don't
But
forget.
have you asked him outright?
I've said to him, any chance I can support you? You know, and he's like, I'm in Canada at the moment. I'm like, no problem. Let's get a flight. Let's get a flight.
Well, do you want to hear a bit of a weird roundabout story about Martin Joseph?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a guitar that Martin had.
No, not that stolen one. I hope not that stolen one.
No, not the stolen one. But so I've got a guitar which belonged to Larry Norman, the Christian musician, which then got passed to Martin. Martin sold it to someone else. He sold it to someone else, and then he sold it to me. So
wow,
yeah.
And now you're giving it to me as a gift.
And there you go.
There you go.
We could write a song on it, couldn't we?
That's a chain. We could.
We could make that happen. And I saw, you know, you had one of your videos was Losing My Religion, REM as well.
Do you know that I've had people message me and say that's your best song, and I'm like, well, I didn't write it, so that's nice. That's nice to know.
Did they think you did?
Yeah, they're like, you know, but they're like, that's your best song. But actually, I think it suited my voice, and I really liked it. And it's we did a really like stripped back version of it. I'm doing some other covers actually, which I can't say yet which they are, but I'm doing some other covers on the EP because I will be bringing out an EP again next month, to include some other songs which I've done. So.
Oh, very nice. Well, I was listening to it earlier, and I was doing the high bits.
Oh wait, harmonising with me.
I was doing the harmonies, yeah, because you know I kind of like that when I'm listening to music. I
do that all the time. Me and Billie Eilish, we're there. When I'm making the tea every night.
Do you sit around in the kitchen when you're making bread or whatever?
Well, I say to Alexa, play my most liked songs, and I'm not looking myself. But then you know, Venus will come on, or Hypnotized will come on, and I'll go, Alexa, stop. You know, like you know, I do. To be fair, you know, any artist that says I don't listen to their own stuff is lying, because you do. You hear it come on, you're like, oh my god. Like if I hear it come on, like the local BBC. I've got it on the playlist and it comes on there, and like people text me, oh my god, I've just heard Venus. I'm like, oh good, keep going.
I've got to ask you, you write a song called Venus, obviously you're going to get a number of people go, oh, that song Venus, oh yeah, you know, Bananarama and
Bananarama,
yeah, which, exactly.
No, I loved Bananarama as well. They're just like one of the most amazing girl bands that ever were, and they were a massive influence. But obviously Stock Aitken and Waterman, that would have been a dream to write with him. I have spoken to him actually.
Have you?
And, yeah, and I was like, oh, you know, let's work together. And he was like, yeah.
What? Waterman?
No, I can't, Mike Stock.
Oh right. So yeah, I've met Waterman because he's into his trains.
Yeah, he is. Somewhere around where I am as well. Like he just.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to do the comparing. It's really random, isn't it? It's amazing, like these small degrees of separation that we have.
Yeah.
You know, Martin Joseph. So yeah, I had to do the comparing at a Southwest mainline steam train day, where he was at with one of his steam trains.
It's nice that he's nice that he's got that like hobby, and I think he's given a lot, hasn't he? He's given a lot to the, I'll say steam train charity, but it's not that, is it?
Well, it is a kind of, yeah. I mean, you know, it costs a lot of money to keep those steam trains up and running.
The trains, yeah.
Let other generations see. No, I think it is nice. It's good to let off steam. we all need that, don't we?
Boom, boom. Yeah, we do.
No, in terms of what you write about, it's quite feisty, isn't it? Sometimes.
Herein lies the thing. So I write from my own experiences. Everything that I've ever written has been everything that I've ever written. Like I've written 100 songs, but everything that I've written. In fact, I have written 100 songs, but haven't heard them yet. Have
You're
been
like Prince. You've got them in your. They're
in my back pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the little book. They are actually in the little book. But they're diary entries to my life. So, or to things I've seen other people experience. So Venus is about saying, oh my god, you know, universe, can you help me with this? You know, why is this man being like this? Why is he like 1 minute he's hot and cold? Do you know what I mean? Like that's what Venus is about. And Yeah, there's some. Obviously, I've changed my name recently. So I was Shelle McGahn, and I am still Shelle McGahn, but no one could spell it. I had radio stations in Australia, no one could pronounce it, no one could spell it. So I've just kept it as Shelle, and my agency are like, we're just keeping it as Shelle from now on. So that's fine. So I'm in the process of moving some of my music off the Shelle McGahn platform. But if you go on there, you can see other songs like Dear Diary, and Learn to Fly. But Learn to Fly was literally about just as a kid thinking that I was never going to succeed in this, but then always believing that you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I write heartbreaking, sad songs, really.
And the world needs those, because then people can have empathy with those songs, or relate to those songs.
You've got to be relatable and honest. And I say, like, that's what Elliot Kennedy always said from the beginning, though, literally to me. You have got to be relatable. You've got to be honest. And all of my songs are honest. They're not. People might not like them, and there's a few coming that people might not like. People might not like them, but they're honest.
Are there songs that people might go, "Is she talking about me?"
Well, they might say, "Is that me?" If you think it's you, it probably is you. Like they say, isn't it? But Facebook statuses, if you think it's about you, it probably is. No. It's like
you probably think this song is about you, don't you? It is. You're right. It is.
Not to be nasty in any way. Like, it's literally, it's not. Maybe it's not about people that I know, but it's about people that situations. Someone said to me, "Oh my God, this has happened to me," and and I think I'm going to write about that. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a good thing to resonate. But I don't plan. Or today I'm going to write a song about someone breaking my heart. No, but it just comes out. It's like therapeutic. It's like when people go and see a therapist, I think.
So what's the ambition then? What's the plan? Are you keeping the barrister thing in the background, or you?
No, I see that. I mean, that.
No, you are going for this full pelt. Yeah,
1,000,000%. Yeah. So, like,
Brilliant.
I was doing a master's in it as well. I was doing a master's. So I'd done the law degree, and I'd got the law degree, and I did the exams in lockdown. And I was just training as a barrister, and I was about to do the bar exam, and they're probably waiting, like, "Are you going to still do the bar exam?" And people say to me, "Are you still?" And I'm like, "Do you know what? I did that much work," and I tell you, it was hard as well, because I'm not the sort of person that loves doing all the admin. So the drafting was really hard, really hard. But being in the courtroom, that sort of thing, I liked. I liked that sort of thing. I had a few Miss McGahn, please stop, please sit down. Like, I was really good at the whole arguing thing, and debating, and I am still doing some pro bono work, for Women's Aid and things like that.
Brilliant.
Obviously, as a trainee, obviously you can't give full advice until you've hit the bar.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy doing it, but at the moment I haven't got the time. And I'm doing this 100%. I think if you're going to do it, you've got to just do it 100%. So,
well, you know what you could do. Yeah, I mean, once you're there in the music scene, etc., you can give people sort of free advice on their record contracts.
Well, I mean, honestly, don't know. I mean, don't get me drafting anything. I have friends ring me and they go, "Is the lease on my salon okay?"
Oh, really?
And I'm like, do you know what? Literally, like, this is like,
pay someone, please.
I'm known as being a bit ditzy, to be fair. So people are sort of like, "Do you really know before you answer this question?" And I was like, do you know what? Don't ask me. Don't ask me. So yeah,
there's a great song title, actually. Don't ask me.
Don't ask me.
You could write a song about this whole thing about "Don't ask me," and then that could be your statement, and then people won't ask you anymore.
Credit you on it, yeah.
Yeah, just leave me alone. Don't ask me.
Leave me alone might be one, to be fair.
In fact, she's writing down these now. These are great titles.
Have a little pad
great
out.
Titles for an album.
Have a little book out.
Yeah, and you've been picked up by a number of radio stations, etc., which is fantastic. Who is it? Who else have you met so far along this journey in the last few months that you've been pleased to meet? I saw you were there with Mr. Wright.
I was, lovely. Sharing some biscuits with him, yeah, he was really nice. And
did you share biscuits with him, or did he nick your biscuits, or what?
They were his biscuits.
They were his. You nicked his biscuits.
Another one, and I'm like, when you're like, it's rude to say no, but actually, I do want another one. So they were nice. He was really nice. He's really nice.
Rick Waitman nicked my Jelly Babies once.
Really?
Yeah. How rude.
I love a Jelly Baby. I love a Jelly Baby.
Yeah, I've got I can't blame him, because they were there on the table, and he was like, "Well, I think I'll have some of that."
Wow. No, well, just the biscuits. Yeah, just Jeremy Vine. He was really nice. Just loads of local BBC, to be honest. I met a few other artists that I'm speaking to currently. But I've not. No, I'm not really. I mean, if people I'd like to meet, Jules Holland, he'd be nice.
Oh, wouldn't you?
Well, he
Yeah.
does. I like him to say, "Come on, Shelle, come on to my hootenanny." I'll be like, "Oh, okay then."
Yeah. Well, I've spoken to a couple of artists who've done the Jules Holland,
Mm.
and it is as good an experience as they say it is.
Yeah, I should imagine it's amazing. I should imagine
It's
it's
just,
amazing.
yeah. The thing is about that, I think everybody genuinely goes on and is, because this is what people, perhaps who don't make music don't realize. Musicians are fans of music as well.
Oh
So
God, yeah.
everybody that goes on is like, oh my goodness, look at them over there.
To be
It
honest,
doesn't matter how big a name they are.
no,
They are a fan. They want, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm going to watch them next.
That's it. I mean, I was speaking to Richard from Hardfi. Do you remember them? They are, and that album, Stars of CCTV, is an amazing album.
Yeah.
So I was there like
the yellow and the black. Brilliant.
Yeah, I was like, I've got to tell you how much I love it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and everything. Oh, I'll tell you who I did meet and did speak to was is it Mark King from Level 42. No, they were a band, and they are a
something
band.
about you, know.
Yeah, but you know what? We went to see them, and I was singing to "It's Over." So me and my husband, we love that song, even though it's not over. We love that song. So we're singing it to "It's Over," like, and people are looking at us like, and we're going, "It's our favourite song." I don't know if that's a bad omen, but
no,
yeah.
not at all. Not at all. You can't really get into hot water with Level 42, can you?
No.
You see. I love Mark King's bass playing. It's just an amazing thing to watch, isn't it? It's like, how do you do that?
I'd love to play bass as well. Do you know what I mean? I considered buying a bass guitar the other month. Literally, it was one of those on a whim days where you think, "Oh, I'm going to buy one." I didn't, but I acoustic electric is my thing. But yeah, even that I'd like to play a bit more. You'll notice that all my songs are like the same 10 chords, 4 chords, 3 chords, or something like that. But Ed Sheeran says that in Vanna, so it can't be bad.
Yeah, well, and you can use a capo, right?
Yeah. I've tried to put the capo. When you put the capo in different places when you do it? Because like, yeah. I put it on capo 7 the other day. I was like, "Ooh, I like that." Ooh.
You started sounding a bit jazzy up there, don't you?
That might be on the next track. If you sit on capo 7, you'll be like, "Oh, there she is."
Yeah. Well, and also depending upon, the thickness of the neck and the sort of tonality of the guitar.
You're getting technical now. You're getting too technical now for me.
Okay. Well, it just
honestly. I know I played since I was 10, but there was like a 20-year gap. So when I play guitar again, when I do stuff now, because I'm doing HMV tour at the moment.
Yeah.
I've been doing a couple so far, and I will be doing a tour this summer. We're like going all around all the HMVs, and I'm like, I'm rubbish at setting stuff up. So like usually I'm like, people that are with me, I'm like, please can you help me? Like, so I love it when HMV say we've got all the stuff, we've got all the monitors, and we've got all the speakers.
Yeah,
and
they got all that.
Yeah. So like when I'm at Wembley, that'll be the joy of Wembley, going to be, being at Wembley, being in the O2. When I'm doing all that in the end, I won't have to do any of that.
No.
Because it is
you'll have to make a choice as to whether you have, this particular orange squash or that bubbly.
That's it. But some places now, they ask me what my rider is, and I'm like, my true rider is water. Is like Diet Coke, Malibu, dairy milk.
Water.
There you go. I've got some water there. But the rider that you feel you have to say is just water. Just water.
Yeah, and a chocolate orange. Just to be random.
I'd love a chocolate orange now. What have you done?
You see, I knew you already. Chocolate orange and a glass of water.
I can't have chocolate orange.
Do you feel that you might venture into other forms of music? Would you get a bit more electronic at some point?
Oh no, I do. I tell you what, that's reminds, because I do love the Pet Shop Boys.
Oh.
I love the Pet Shop Boys. My favourite Pet Shop Boys album is Actually.
Yeah.
One More Chance being my favourite song, and I literally love the Pet Shop Boys and I love Depeche Mode. That's what I'm saying. I'm so varied. I would happily do any music. I mean, Ray at the moment, Ray's album is literally playing non-stop, blasting through. You know what I mean? Like, so
what a great songwriter she is.
She's an amazing writer. I think that's the thing, though. I think the more you do, I find myself, the songs I write now are much better in my eyes than the songs I wrote like even a year ago or even 6 months ago. I think the more you write, and like with her, she's had such a journey, which I'm also embarking on, which I'm also on this massive journey. Behind the scenes, people don't realise how hard it is, I don't think. So
no, never.
it's people are like, oh, so are you in the charts then? Yes, I'm in the iTunes charts. That's like you know, what you can do then. Are you in the charts then? Well, not really, but I've hit the iTunes charts and I hit the charts number 80 in the charts, and people are like, oh, number 80, not number 1, not number 10, not number 5. I'm like, no,
look, we know about it, Shelle. I mean, look, you know, this podcast came in the Spotify top 20 music podcast last year.
Wow, that's amazing.
But people are like, top 20? It's like, do you know how hard that is? Do you know how much work goes into that?
But that's why, though, isn't it, that you can't do this for recognition. You can't do this to be famous. You know, you can't do this for any other reason than to make music, because you won't be happy. You can't just wait to the end goal. And this is what I've learned. The process is exciting. The process is, it's only you yourself. Everyone can be supportive of you, your husband, your children, your family, everyone can support you. But it's only, at the end of the day, it's only you and for you that you're doing it. And that's all you can ever say, because otherwise you'll be chasing your tail.
Well, I think that's fantastic. Now, you've been a fantastic guest. Thank you so much for coming on, talking a bit about your life in music. Where can people listen to your music? Where's the best place?
Well, the best place is to go on iTunes and download it for 99p. But
that's it. No, that's it then. That's where people should go.
There you go. That's where you need to go.
iTunes, Shelle's music, iTunes, download it, pay for it.
Yes.
It's important, you know. And one of the benefits as well, Shelle, of changing your name to Shelle is that's going to look great on the t-shirt as well, isn't it?
T-shirts are already at the printers, mate. Already at the printers. I'll send you one, sign it.
Yeah. If someone wants to, if someone wants a t-shirt, how can they pre-order it? Can they just message you on Instagram?
Literally, I've got a shop. I've got a little shop now. My son Tom has done me a little shop on my website.
Well done.
It hasn't got the t-shirt on yet, but it will have. But also have printed lyrics as well. So if you want Venus in written out form, then you can get that nice laminated printed lyric. How does that do you? Maybe even some mugs. So yeah, but mainly 99p. All I ask of people is if they buy it for 99p, also, you know, continue streaming it on Amazon and Spotify and stuff. But not that. If you like my music, share it with your friends, because recommendation. I share things all the time. If I find someone, like I recently found Maria Mena. Have you heard of her?
I have.
She is so good. So a friend shared it with me. So like I share it on. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all about, if you like some good music, maybe someone else you know would like it too.
That is the important thing. It's one of the things I say at the end of this virtually every time, which is if you like this, please share it. Not for me, but for the musicians that come on, because ultimately that's what it's all about.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
but also,
it is.
Well, it's building a community, which I can see you've done. So yeah, it's really good, and I appreciate you having me on.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Everybody, this has been a wonderful Shelle. Do go and check out all of her music. Download what you can for 99p. I mean, you know, you can't buy anything for 99p.
What can you buy? You can't even buy 2 Cadbury's cream eggs for 99p.
No, you can't. You know, even what was once a free bag in most supermarkets probably costs that now. So
for life, you know, Venus.
Yeah, it's not for life, is it?
It's not for life.
No one knows that, but music is for life. So download it, 99p, fill your boots. That's absolutely brilliant. If you have liked this, do share it with a friend so someone else can partake in the joyousness of all of this. And thank you, Mary. That's very kind. Graham is very skilled. Well, Graham is something, but there we go. If you've enjoyed this, do come back another time. We've got more great music interviews coming up later this week. This has been My Music with me, Graham Coath, and wonderful Shelle. Bye for now.